We are exceptionally grateful to have the opportunity to recognize some very special individuals who have enabled us to name this room. Winnie and Bob Galkin have been tremendous benefactors, tremendous supporters of Rhode Island Hospital, American Hospital for many years. And we thank you for that support, and thank you particularly for your support in providing us with the gift to name this room and have some wonderful new equipment. But tonight we're here to recognize Dr. Stuart Schwartz, whose compassionate and skilled care has really inspired Mr. and Mrs. Galkin to make this gift. And on behalf of Rhode Island Hospital, on behalf of the hospital administration, our staff, our physician partners, and the families and patients that we care for, we want to thank you for making this wonderful care you provide us to the Galkins as an example of what goes on here at Rhode Island Hospital. We truly appreciate what you've done. So thank you very much. I'd like to, for the formal dedication, turn the podium over to Dr. Louis Rice, who's the chairman of the Department of Medicine, the Zukowski Professor of Medicine, also has a professorship in the Department of Molecular Microbiology and Immunology, and is the chief of medicine both here and at the Miriam Hospital. And you have a couple more titles, but I won't go through all of this. But Dr. Rice, if you could do the formal dedication.
Thank you, John. I'd like to also welcome everybody here. For those of you who may not be aware, this is really the room where there's an incredible amount of education that goes on. Every morning, there's a morning report here, there's a table, there are residents sitting around this table, there are students and residents there discussing difficult cases, and it really is the epicenter of education. It's terrific that this is being now dedicated to students. It is my privilege to lead the Department of Medicine at Rhode Island Hospital and the Miriam Hospital. I work with a tremendous number of talented people, physician colleagues, and there really isn't anything that gives me greater satisfaction than to do this for Stu Schwartz. He really is a consummate clinician, one of our busiest clinicians, incredibly in demand. He's a beloved and decorated educator, and frankly, from my perspective, also an extraordinary contributor to our growing effort in quality in the Department of Medicine, something that has started in earnest a few years ago and Stu has been there from the beginning. And not only is doing a wonderful job in rheumatology, but contributing to other areas as well. This is thankless work, and he's doing a wonderful job. Gifts such as this one, made by Mr. and Mrs. Galkin, they do make an incredible impact on our community, without any question. This is for trainees and for patients. This is a wonderful gift. So, Mr. and Mrs. Galkin, this gift will make a lasting impact on Rhode Island Hospital's Department of Medicine. So thank you. And the Division of Rheumatology, please know how much we appreciate it. So I would now like to formally dedicate this room. I thought there might be a bottle of champagne. When I get it over the computer, that would be a So I will speak the words. In recognition of the generous support of Robert and Winnie Galkin, it is an honor for me to dedicate this space of avid research, training, and education today to Dr. Stuart G. Schwartz. I would now like to invite Dr. Bernard Zimmerman to speak about the work of Dr. Schwartz, his longtime colleague and friend.
Thank you, Dr.
When I was asked to say a few words at this event about Stu Schwartz, I thought to myself, well, this is going to be easy. I've known Stuart for many, many years. I've known his family, his children, parents, and I know his work, and all I have to do is put something together. And then when I started thinking about it, I realized that the trick here is going to be to make this not sound like a retirement or a memorial service, but make sure it's a celebration of Stuart's career in rheumatology and his other endeavors. So I've known Stuart for more years than either one of us would like to think about. He graduated from our rheumatology fellowship a few years before I did, and was an intern and resident at Rhode Island Hospital before that. And then after his fellowship, Stuart came here to be an academic rheumatologist, which was not such an easy job. Rheumatology was sort of primitive over here at that point. It took a lot of persistence and determination. And Stuart succeeded by being knowledgeable in this field, by delivering excellent patient care, by making superior contributions to internal medicine residency and to the rheumatology fellowship training programs, and he's continued to do that through his entire career. As a rheumatologist, as Dr. Wright said, Stuart's a model physician. He's thorough, calm, deliberate. He embraces innovative therapies without taking unnecessary chances. He gives his time willingly to every patient who needs it, which sometimes means working long hours. And as a clinical teacher in rheumatology and internal medicine, Stuart's skills are legendary. He is taught at every level of medical education, all the way from first and second year medical students over at Brown to high-level teaching of rheumatology fellows, which we participate in. There are many in the room who know more about his teaching internal medicine here at Rhode Island Hospital than I do, but I know that this room is dedicated in his honor for good reason. He has given many medical grand rounds lectures here. He's given many lectures to the rheumatology fellows, and all of them are excellent. He has inspired more than a few residents to take up careers in rheumatology, for which we are very grateful. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Stuart's contributions to the community. He is dedicated to his wife, Mindy, and his two accomplished children, Mike and Natalia. He's been active in his religious community and in our town of Barrington. He's been a longtime supporter of the Arthritis Foundation, which has involved many fundraising activities. He's been the chair of the Public Education Committee and done many educational events for the Arthritis Foundation. So when I was thinking about this, I thought there are many ways to assess the character of an individual, and we all value different characteristics of different people in our own ways. And Stuart and I have collaborated on many of these projects, which I've mentioned over the years, but there are two that really separate the sheep from the goats. One is playing basketball together, and two is being on a call rotation together. Now, any of you who have been on a call rotation for any number of years know what I mean. This is when you find out who your friends are. And I can tell you, if I ever need, or we in rheumatology ever need someone to help us with a weekend call, Stuart is there. If he can do it, he'll do it for us. And it's the same with his basketball game. If you're on a team with Stuart and you're open under the basket, you're going to get the ball. That's just the way he is. He's that kind of guy. He's unselfish, generous, and we all appreciate that for him. He's a guy who's always playing for the good of the team. So, Stu, I hope you enjoy your retirement.
Not getting rid of me this
I hope you continue to enjoy your work for many years to come, and we're all glad to be here to give you this honor today. Keep up with the work.
I think it's my turn to say thank you so much for this lovely occasion and for linking my name with this Rhode Island Hospital and this conference room, which really means a lot to me because all the teaching that takes place here, and thanking the Galkins for making this all happen. I came to Rhode Island Hospital in 1984 as an intern, so it's 2014. Doesn't seem like it, but it's 30 years, went pretty quickly. I joined the staff here in 1989. That was before there was a University Medicine Foundation, and then there became one. I was thinking back about meeting Winnie and Bob Galkin, and I looked back in my old paper charts, because now we're electronic medical records, and I found Winnie's old paper chart. from 1991. So I'm Winnie for the first time, if you can remember that, and saw her and thought, my goodness, she might have a problem. I'm going to admit her right to the hospital, and she was admitted to Jane Brown back then too. And thank goodness everything turned out to be okay from that admission. So I've been here, and I value the time that I spent training here. I learned to be a clinician here, and I think it's important that this room is teaching future generations to be clinicians at this hospital where I did my training. So with Winnie and Bob's generous gift, I asked Dom tomorrow, who was here before temporarily, had to run out to take care of a family emergency. What would Dom like for this room if he had resources for it? And he said, well, we had a microscope here. It had multiple heads coming off of it and didn't really show a very good image. It was meant to project through that projector onto a screen, and it kind of was blurry. And we figured out that if we can get a new projector, hook it up with a high-definition camera, get rid of all the extra heads and project the image just on a local flat screen over there. And if it was a bigger conference room, we can project it onto this whiteboard here. So that's what we were able to do with some of the gift for this room, and make it really functional and help for teaching purposes. This is actually a blood smear from a patient with sickle cell disease. So all these little circles are red blood cells. Some of them have a different shape that are sickled. So I wanted to say thank you. This doesn't happen alone. I want to thank my parents, my mom, my sister, aunt, and uncle who came up to be with us today. My wife Mindy, my two children who are working and going to school and couldn't come down today, but I have taken them to see this room. And so I really did it. It was a group effort. Dr. Lally unfortunately couldn't be here today. He's our division head and felt badly that he couldn't be here. He's at a meeting out in Chicago. So I thank him and Dr. Zimmerman for years of collaboration and support. So I'm going to end up with a little rhyme. For those of you who know the Galkins, Bob Galkin is great at rhyming, so I came up with a little rhyme to thank you for this room. So if you indulge me. Dear Winnie and Bob, thank you for your amazing gift. The Schwartz conference room is truly a tremendous honor for me. Generations of residents and medical students will forever benefit from your generosity. Projecting images from a powerful microscope in high definition so the entire room will be able to see. It will greatly enhance learning, this much I can guarantee. To think I first met you 20 plus years ago when you had inflammation in your knee. Over the years you treated Mindy, Micah, Talia, and me like members of your own family. A more meaningful gift I don't think there could ever be. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you, Bob and Winnie.
So I think we should enjoy the room and the food that we have here.